I'm Indian.
I'm white.
I'm Dominican.
I'm Chinese.
And I am 100% Dominican.
I am Ecuadorian.
Diversity, the condition of having or being composed of differing elements, especially the inclusion of different types of people as people of different races or cultures in a group or organization. Diversity affects different schools, for example, Cox Mill High School.
Hi, I'm Asia, and I'm half Laos and half Vietnamese.
My name is Hafiz Brathwaite, and I'm Trinidad Guyanese.
How do you see your race or culture displayed in the media?
Personally, I think it's both positive and negative depending on the situation. A lot of the times, blacks sometimes are portrayed in a negative way, and then a lot of times we're portrayed in a positive way based on actions we do, or athletics. A lot of times we see black Americans being positively spoken about in athletics, so that's my personal opinion.
Culture and the media is mainly over-sexualized of the woman specifically.
Has being in a school with diversity affect the way you view life? If so, how?
I don't think it has. I think my views have never really changed. I still think, there are certain instances that race does play a role. I do think sometimes we are suppressed to some stuff. But I do think that being in a diverse school hasn't changed me at all. I still believe what I believe. I still I feel like we all are the same no matter what our color is. So I don't really see that as an issue in our schools.
Do you think diversity affects school learning?
I don't think diversity affects school learning here, but it could be at other schools that are more discriminating against other groups.
I think diversity has always affected it. You go back to the history. Blacks didn't first start going to school with whites, and when they did, it was always an issue. But I do think that now it hasn't. I don't think it's what it was before. It has really improved. I don't think it does affect, our learning, because I think we have put that history in the past. It's still in the back of our minds, but we put it in our past, and we've progressed. We've moved forward as a unit. There's still that one section of people who believe what they believe, but you can't change that. But I still think it doesn't affect my learning, and it certainly doesn't affect others. Others still have the same opportunities. But even if it did, I don't think that would stop us, because there's many schools all over the country that don't believe in that. So I don't think it affects our learning.
On May 17, 1954, the United States Supreme Court declared that the state law establishing separation of public schools between blacks and white students was unconstitutional.
My name is Chloe Wilson, and I'm Caucasian.
My name is Bezwaya Kala, and I am from India.
Does your cultural background have any special holidays or traditions?
Actually, I'm part Irish, so what we do, I actually partake in Irish dance, and every St. Patrick's Day we go to restaurants and we dance, in celebration of that.
I am of Indian origin and Hindu faith, and of course I celebrate many things that we do here in America, Christmas, stuff like that, but we also celebrate something called Diwali, which is the Festival of Lights, one of the many things we do from the background, and it's just something special to me and my family. We do a lot of fireworks. I think that's about it.
When were you first aware of your race?
Personally, I think it was when I was going into preschool, and I, saw my classmates, and I thought, we don't all look the same. I just kind of realized it.
I think the first time was when I first entered school. Because up until that point, when I first got to kindergarten, because up until that point, I was surrounded by people who were basically of the same color, creed, religion, as I mentioned earlier, as me. So it was the first time I got exposure to multiple different people, white, black, Indian, Asian, otherwise, and that's when I first became aware of it.
What is your dream job, and do you think your race will play into that job?
Okay, so I actually have two dream jobs that I'd like to have. First one being a professional Irish dancer, so either Lord of the Dance or River Dance, and I do think my race will have partake in that. And then my second job would be an event planner, and I don't think that race will affect that because for me, I just think it's if you have the skill, then you can do it.
I have a particular vision for my future. I want to run for office one day. I'd be one of the highest ranking Indian in the American government. And I think the actions I'm taking toward getting there is what sets me apart from other people.
Since then, schools have been continuously evolving and having people of different ethnic backgrounds.
I'm Jaden and I'm Greek.
I'm Selena Acevedo and I'm Puerto Rican.
Does your race affect your friendships? If so, is it positive or negative?
No, it doesn't really affect any relationships that I know.
Neither, because my friends just love me for just who I am.
What school did you previously go to? How does that compare to the one you are in now?
I went to elementary school in Florida, and the education system down there is a lot different than it is up here. Grading scale is different. Teachers, they just run the school a lot different than they would how they do in North Carolina. And Florida, there's a lot of Hispanics. So like it was a mainly Hispanic-based school, but other than that, there's no real difference.
I previously went to school in New York, and up there, there's more of like the Hispanic culture. So I was like more surrounded with Spanish people. When I came down here, it was more like less.
I am Black, Indian, Native American,
and Japanese.
I am South Indian.
I'm Kayla Vasquez, and I'm Puerto Rican and African American.
I am Kayla Hill and I'm African American.
What makes you unique?
Well, I've been told it's really rare for African American and Latina to have freckles, so that's me.
What makes me unique is probably just my personality, because like, I don't know, I act different than most people.
Hello, my name is Gerard Curtis. I am a Spanish teacher at Cox Mill. My race is mulatto, I'm mixed with Creole, white Creole, and my dad was black. And again, I've been teaching, this is my 9th year teaching.
Miss Perot, white.
Mr. Williams, of course, my race, I'm considered African American.
Do you think having a diverse class changes the way you teach?
Absolutely, because you want to be able to reach all students, not just some. And so everything I do, I'm always considering all the students. I try to establish every plan based on all the different ethnic groups that we have, the socioeconomic backgrounds. I try to kind of bring all that together when I assign the assignments.
I think it definitely does, because you have to understand the different students' needs and how they learn and the different aspects that, might be prominent in their culture that they relate to better.
No, I guess if it's a diverse class, I do have an understanding of diversity, but the content is the content. We have to cover it regardless, of who we might have in the class. But I do understand diversity, of course,
Barnard, Caucasian.
I'm Louis Vasquez and I am Puerto Rican.
Dr. Tommy Watson, African American.
Growing up, did you think diversity was important to have in school?
I experienced the value of diversity when I got a chance to go out to a high school in the suburbs that was different from the inner city schools, and I got a chance to meet people from different backgrounds, and we connected very well, and many of us are still good friends to this day.
How is diversity in schools today different than when you were in school?
Now you have more of a melting pot of kids in the classroom, and you have different teachers now. Different ethnic backgrounds, different upbringings, different beliefs.
I think today it's a lot different. I think at least living down here, there's a lot more. I know up in New Jersey, there's also a lot more. When we moved from Pennsylvania, there was hardly any diversity. Like it was just all Caucasian. I knew a couple of people that were of a different race, but Pennsylvania was kind of what I grew up like. But down here, it's a lot different. I like it.
In conclusion, there's a lot of diversity in the world, and Cox Mill is no different. The main thing we hope you take away from this video is to embrace your culture and other cultures.